now it is Magic Jonny Mansour taking on Christian Avalos, one of the brightest prospects in the sport today. Jonny Magic Mansour closing the show here in Hollywood.
I fight for myself, I fight for my family, for my little brother Isaac, for my uncle Diego, and for my mother Elizabeth. They see a fighter and they think of almost like a superhero, you know, like invincible, and in reality there's a lot of trials and tribulations that come with being a fighter that we fight through every day. My little brother Isaac was born with a heart condition, and he has the heart of a boxer and the will, and he wants to so bad, but he just can't. But I do it for him, I keep going for him. Jonathan Mansour is getting everything out of me. I look forward to it, man. I love being the underdog. I know I'm the underdog. I don't really care who he is or who he's supposed to be. The way I see it is, this is my show, and yeah, this is where I belong.
Making his way to the ring, Christian Avalos.
Oh, 1-2, but is 3-1 since. Christian Avalos from a fighting family, the Fighting Elizondos. Now Avalos gets the biggest opportunity of his young career as he takes on the man known as Magic, Jonny Mansour.
My name is Jonny Mansour, and I'm from San Diego, California. Now that I'm 4-0, my amateur pedigree is transitioning into my professional boxing style, and I feel like I'm getting a lot more comfortable inside that ring. My mom is currently fighting through her toughest battle in life. She's battling cancer. As a son, it's been very hard to see my mother struggling, and not one time has she looked at me with any doubt. She's looked at me and just told me to keep fighting and to keep going on with my life. So for me, my goal is to fight for her. I always expect the best out of my opponents. I always actually expect greater than what they truly are. Whatever he brings forward, I'm ready for it. He's never been knocked out before, but he's never faced Jonny. This fight is dedicated to my mom, the strongest woman in the world. Mom, I'm gonna win my fight, and you're gonna win yours. Thankful for all the support, and you're not gonna wanna miss this performance.
His opposition, Jonny Mansour.
You hear the ovation for Jonny Mansour, who already, just 4 fights into his pro career, is filling up venues all on his own. He sold out the Sequan Casino in San Diego, California last time out, and you hear the crowd that's turned out for him here in Hollywood. He was the #1 ranked lightweight in the country as an amateur before turning pro, and he has been turning heads thus far on his professional journey. Of course, as you heard in the feature, he fights with a heavy heart as his mother battles stage 4 cancer. He spends his time between the gym and the hospital, and tonight he puts it all on the line for his mother. And And we take a look at the tail of the tape. You see the physical advantages for Christian Avalos in this one. An inch taller, 4 inches longer. A tough physical matchup for Jonny Mansour in our main event.
Inside the Avalon Hollywood, this is championing mental health. A night of boxing being presented by 555 Media, along with Bash Boxing and being sponsored by Alleviate Tax. Athletes for Hope in association with WBC Cares. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we cap off a night of lights, cameras, and all action with tonight's special attraction set for 6 rounds in the lightweight division. Our judges at ringside, Tiffany Clinton, along with Rudy Barragan and Carla Caiz. Presenting first, the fighter standing in the blue corner. He enters wearing light blue with silver and black trim on the scale. He registered the official 134.5 pounds. Tonight, he accepts the challenge and looks to stamp the first L on his opponent's record with a record of 3 victories, 2 losses, and 2 bouts even. From Carson City, Nevada, Christian Avalos. His opposition in the red corner, being presented in association with Overtime Boxing. He enters the ring wearing blue with gold trim. He weighed in at an official 133.75 pounds. Tonight, this highly decorated amateur looks to continue his success in the pros and remain undefeated with 4 victories. 2 of those victories coming by way of KO. Representing his Iraqi people and fighting out of San Diego, California, Jonny Magic Mansour. With final instructions, referee Thomas Taylor.
Boxer chief second. All right, coaches, boxers, we're going to the bottom of the white letters. All the way up is going to be good. Bottom of the gold letters here, up is good. Gentlemen, you got my instructions in the back. Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my commands. Touch them up. Back to your corner, guys.
The second consecutive headlining slot here on DAZN for Jonny Mansour tonight in Hollywood. As Christian Avalos looks to spoil the party. It's not often, Al, that you see a prospect at this stage in their careers get main event opportunities, but clearly there is a marketing buzz and a level of talent around Jonny Mansour that is making the industry make some exceptions.
Yeah, and at the basis of that is that glittering amateur career, 144 wins, 16 losses, ranked number 1 in the U.S. at 132 for 2 years. He's a fighter that brought a resume to the pro rank and has put people in seats.
And as we know with these club shows, they're the lifeblood of boxing, and within a few years, perhaps Jonny Mansour could be one of the faces of American boxing. Obviously, too soon to tell, but he certainly has the ingredients to be a flag bearer for the sport in the stateside.
Right hand to the body there from Mansour. A nice 2-1 as he steps in with a left hook immediately afterwards.
Now, there's no question Christian Avalos is the best fighter he has faced to this point. Mansour has faced, limited opposition. And even though, as you pointed out earlier, he's got a 3-2-2 record, after that 1-2 start, Avalos has really shown us that he's a skilled fighter. And watch out for his counter left hook. It's a very good weapon.
Of course, we talked about the amateur exploits of Jonny Mansour, but Avalos was a pretty good amateur as well. You look at his record, a deep amateur record, ran into the likes of Manuel Jaimes in junior national tournaments. Right now, he just ran into a nice left hook from Jonny Mansour.
Yeah, and shout out to our ace researcher, Mark Ortega, pulled up the 60-20 amateur record for Christian Avalos.
Avalos sometimes does not keep his head down. He kind of sticks it out there, and that's a defensive issue he's had in some of his fights.
And I'm expecting Avalos to give Mansour a tough fight. Over his last 6 fights, Avalos has earned a draw at least on one scorecard. So you know he's going to give him some work tonight.
Yeah, which also suggests that with a different set of circumstances or judges, that record looks entirely different.
Could be different. His biggest problem is he sometimes doesn't turn up the volume enough to win rounds. But yeah, he clearly is a capable fighter. And Mansour has gotten off to a nice start here, controlling the tempo of the fight with the jab, which he normally does.
Now 10 seconds of the opening round. So Avalos offering something up there on the inside, but Mansour back to that ramrod jab. And we will head back to the corners.
Take a look at what these fighters need to do for Mansour. Establishing the jab is important, and he did that in round 1. Don't overcommit. Sometimes he overcommits on his punches, and because of the counter-punching ability of Avalos, that would be a problem. And the right hand, it's a very good weapon for him, and Avalos is susceptible to that punch. For Christian Avalos, he has offensive lulls in his fight that I alluded to where he allows rounds to get away from him. Can't do that. Got to keep his head down. Sometimes he leaves it way up and is available for shots. And the counter left hook, a very, very effective weapon for him. Even though he doesn't have any knockouts and he's not a big power puncher, that punch is a good one.
Al, I've been watching you call fights ever since I was born. Your keys to victory always seem to materialize, so we should be definitely keeping an eye on that.
You're very kind. Once in a while, even a blind squirrel, right, finds an acorn.
What I found unique was Mansour's nickname, Magic. You've worked with a few Magic Mans in your day. Antonio Tarver, Paulie Malignaggi.
That's for sure. Now he's creating some magic, isn't he, with his hands?
Mansour finding a different trick there with the right hand, which he landed a second time over the top. And already a different circumstance here for Mansour than he's been in to this point in his career. You know, to be perfectly honest, the likes of Marcus Bowes last time out, completely overmatched. Tonight, Mansour is having all the success he wants here offensively, but he doesn't have someone who's totally overwhelmed and reacting to every one of his feints here for the first time in his pro career.
Yeah, that's absolutely sure, and that's the reason for this fight. That's the reason you incrementally bring somebody along, and that, you know, he didn't fight that level yet, but he's starting to do it with this fight.
See Mansour trying to get Avalos to drop his hand so he can step in with the left hook.
Mansour has a phenomenal left hook to the body, and when he gets more comfortable with the range, I think we're going to see that punch. It's just a very, very deadly weapon.
He spent a lot of time studying tapes of one of his heroes, Amir Khan, and you think back to one of the signature moments of Khan's career, that step-in left hook to the body on Marcos Maidana. That's a shot that Mansour loves.
Great point. That's really a perfect point. A little showmanship from Mansour, huh?
Put those golden shoes to work. So we're inside the final minute of round 2. The right hand comes over the top for Mansour. He's getting a lot more playful here in the second round.
See, Avalos' just instinct tells him, try and throw that counter left hook. He threw that one way wide, but you're going to see that as Mansour tries to land that right hand.
Sweeping right hand to the body there from Mansour. And the hand speed and the footwork allow him to step in from very long range, from totally out of range, and sort of ambush opponents with these body shots, and then it also enables him to step all the way out. Hard right hand connects there from Mansour, and that'll do it for round 2.
Mansour doing a great job so far. Has Zab Judah on his feet, which is a feat in itself.
Yeah.
Some boxing royalty in the house today. Andre Berto in the house. Noah McKellion in the house. The boxing community has rallied around this championing mental health show here tonight at the Avalon in Hollywood.
That's for sure. In that round, Mansour really picked up the pace in terms of attack and started to commit with that right hand. And he's not overcommitted. He has been careful about how he's throwing these power shots and adding a flourish there.
Perhaps a little too early for the showmanship. It's only round
maybe.
2.
Yeah, it could be.
But all the cool kids are doing it. Ben Whitaker obviously leading the charge on that front.
Yes, I would say so.
Round 3 begins, and Mansour back to that excellent jab to the head and body. There's the left hook he's looking for there. He finally got the reaction he wanted from Avalos. He's able to come over the top with the left hook.
Avalos normally fights like this with the high guard, and that's part of the reason maybe why he doesn't always get his offense on track.
Right hand split the guard of Avalos, and it's busted. Avalos open. Big left hook there from Mansour.
I talked about the Mansour left hook to the body, but he has unveiled it to the head tonight.
A menacing grin on the face of Mansour right now.
Christian Avalos is going to have to do something in the way of counterpunching to deter Mansour from getting in there like this.
This is a very confident posture on Mansour right now. A lot less movement, just standing right in front of Avalos, daring him to beat him to the punch.
Now there's a case where Mansour did overcommit with the right hand, but Avalos couldn't get that counter left hook in.
Mansour picking up the tempo here. Sneaky little uppercut to the body from Mansour. Avalos really struggling to find a rhythm here.
I mentioned that Avalos has no knockouts as a pro, so digging yourself a real hole by giving these rounds, not giving them away, but not being able to win them, is a real problem for Avalos because he's not a power puncher to recover with a knockdown or a knockout.
Oh, and Avalos just having a lot of trouble with the layers of defense here from Mansour, from the footwork to the head movement like that, and then of course the hand speed, which acts as a deterrent itself. I don't know, 15 seconds of the round. Final right hand there from Mansour, sails over the top. He finds space for one more right along the belt line as we wrap up round 3.
Big round for Mansour. There's the body work and the overhand right, which has been very prevalent, along with the left hook. In that round, the left hook was a major weapon for Mansour. And there is one of them that curls around the guard of Avalos. And the Mansour defense you saw on display there, the Corey reference.
Round 4 begins. You know, going back to the earlier point about the playfulness that we're seeing from Mansour, and especially as we're seeing it in round 2, the question of whether it's too early or not, given what's going on in Jonny Mansour's personal life with his mother battling stage 4 cancer, we've been around Jonny throughout the week, and there's kind of been a little bit of a somber attitude, understandably. Frankly, it's nice to see Jonny Mansour finding some joy in the ring right now.
Yeah,
there's a bigger picture here.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's almost a source of joy to be able to do that. And while, you know, Manuka's a good point, too early, you know, but it demonstrated maybe a chance to release that.
Surely putting on a show for the partisan crowd. A lot of supporters obviously traveled from the San Diego area to support Jonny here.
Nice counter right hand there from Mansour a moment ago.
And going back to your point, Corey, in today's social media age, Jonny's looking for that 30-second clip that's going to get everyone's attention, right? Obviously, that has to culminate with a knockout. All the flashiness needs to lead up to a definitive finish. So I would love to see him press the pace here as we head to the second half of the fight.
Just trying to create the openings for that highlight reel moment, and indeed his promoters at Overtime Boxing, with their 2 million plus followers, probably do social media better than anyone in boxing.
Yeah, they're fairly adept at that, aren't they? Yeah. Well, and now blood from the nose, apparently, of Avalos, as Mansour has been hitting him with jabs and straight right hands.
Yeah, that blood has re-emerged, and it is intensified on the face of Christian Avalos, who right now, Al, is kind of being saved by his length, in that he's not been able to offer up a lot. But because his arms are long enough to sort of protect his torso, Mansour hasn't been able to get him to open up for that truly concussive shot that he's looking for.
I think the height and reach advantage for Avalos, while it hasn't allowed him to offensively do a lot, has done what you just suggested, and that's kind of keeping him in this fight a bit. Well, he sparred with some toughies. He sparred with Oscar Valdez, and then sparred with Michaela Meyer when they were both amateurs, the great women's champion. Who does Mansour's choreography? That is what I'd like to know.
I believe that's Mr. Emmanuel Augustus, noted choreographer.
Great reference. Another very good round for Jonny Mansour. He was able to get things done. They're concerned about the clash of heads. But the overhand right from Mansour was there, and his defense continued to be excellent. A lot of movement, a lot of foot movement from him and angles. And Avalos just not able to get much done offensively.
2 to go here in our main event between Jonny Mansour and Christian Avalos. Corey Erdman, Al Bernstein, and Manuka Kopian on the call for you here tonight. A wonderful night with a wonderful cause, championing mental health, opening up a conversation about mental health support in the sport of boxing.
And just like we mentioned, Jonny fighting for his mom's spirit, we have Avalos fighting for his 8-year-old brother Isaac, who was born with a heart condition and had open heart surgery when he was just a couple of days old. He's representing his brother's name on his trunks, and the family is here tonight supporting their son. So obviously Avalos fighting for a deep cause as well too, and I'm sure he wants to put on a performance that the family is going to want to be proud of as well.
Well, and even being here, you know, you always have to put things into perspective. It's a conversation you always have around mental health. It's a small percentage of fighters that ever get to main event on a major platform. So even being here at all is certainly a win and something to make his family proud for Christian Avalos. See the blood really starting to flow. Nice right hand there from Avalos. It's even spread to the back of Jonny Mansour there a moment ago. These are the best moments of the fight here for Avalos.
And interestingly, Mansour has never been to the 5th round before, so this is uncharted territory for him. Whether that will help Avalos, who has been 6 rounds twice, we'll see. But Avalos has done a little better in this round.
A few short moments ago, Avalos connected with the best punch of his fight so far with that straight right hand.
The left hook of Mansour just stunned Avalos. That's been a surprising weapon. He has a good left hook to the body, but normally doesn't show it so much to the head.
Mansour winding up with that right hand to the body. Finds another spot for it there a moment ago. Avalos taking some more chances here offensively. He's had some success here in this round, but it's also produced some openings for Mansour.
A little less movement from Mansour, and there he starts it again.
And now he goes southpaw.
Yeah, we haven't really seen that before.
And you won't as he turns right back.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we had a good brief glimpse.
The right hand to the body there from Mansour. Final moments of round 5, the best action round of the fight. The crowd on both sides of this fight on their feet, with 1 round remaining in the fight.
Side of the Avalon Hollywood, 1 more to go. This is the 6th and final round.
In what probably was the most competitive round of the fight, Mansour did a lot of great work, and for the most part, I'm sure probably won the round, but Chris Avalos was able to hang in there, and there's a little straight right hand from Avalos that got in. And the Mansour left hook to the head has been a very, very important weapon for him in this fight. And we're used to seeing it to the body, but now he's unveiling it to the head as well.
Sixth and final round. You see the sign of respect between Mansour and Christian Avalos. And Avalos is going to need something big here in the final round. Jonny Mansour would love something big, but he could also just box his way to a decision victory, barring some truly wacky scorecards.
Yeah, and you know, he's never been this distance before, Mansour, so this is a step for him to be in his first 6-rounder and to have to go the full distance, so the first time he's actually gone 6.
Mansour's nearly missed with that uppercut as Avalos has fallen in. And Al, you pointed out early in the fight, Avalos sometimes has that habit of letting his head kind of go beyond his guard. Mansour has nearly been able to capitalize as he looks for it twice there on the inside.
And this is just great matchmaking also at this stage of Mansour's career.
Absolutely.
I mean, we have two 24-year-olds fighting against each other. It's not like we have a faded veteran who's 10 years older.
Right.
So it's great to see how he's leveling up as well, too, with the competition.
Yeah, Avalos is a completely appropriate fight for him at this juncture. A little extracurricular from Christian Avalos, some frustration at this point.
Nice right hand there from Mansour. 2 straight, 2-punch combinations right on the button from Magic Mansour. We're inside the final minute of this contest. Blood painting the face of Christian Avalos.
You know, ironically, you saw two good solid jabs from Avalos. He underused that punch in his fight, but when he has used it, it's been kind of effective for him.
Yeah, the double jab has enabled him to land his best shots, those right hands, back in round 4.
And the jab itself has been used a couple times as kind of a power punch, but nothing else has really gotten there for him.
Beautiful right hand to the body there from Mansour. Final 10 seconds of our main event. And Jonny Mansour has made Mama proud. Back at the replays.
And so for his first time going those full 6 rounds, he came out very quickly in this fight, was able to get a lot done offensively. His hand speed and defensive abilities were a little bit too much for Christian Avalos. He showed us some showboating early and some bravado, and then was able to land some really terrific left hooks to the head and the body, mostly to the head of Christian Avalos that bloodied his nose, and was able to sustain that through almost all of the fight, until around the 5th round when Avalos, toward the 5th round where Avalos started to get a few things done, but not too much. And when he got to those 5th and 6th rounds, Mansour did not diminish his attack that much, even though he was going that distance for the first time.
Well, an excellent performance from Jonny Mansour and Manuk as we await the official scorecards. How did you have this one scored? Could you find a round to give Avalos in this fight?
It was really difficult. You got to give him respect. Durable contender. I would love to see him against guys like Mansour moving forward, just to gauge where Avalos is at too. And if he has a ceiling, we've seen a lot of fighters turn their careers around after a rocky start. So I would love to see more of Avalos, but unfortunately I didn't give him any rounds on this one. I had it 60-54, and a great night for the Magic Man, Jonny Mansour.
All right, we'll see what the judges think. Those scores are in the hands of Lupe Contreras.
After going all 6 rounds inside the Avalon Hollywood, all 3 judges are in complete agreement, turning in identical scores of 60-54, all in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. And still undefeated as a pro, Jonny Magic Mansour.